Hello and greetings from across the Media Multiverse. Today I shall have a look at the big Finnish adventure, The Marian Conspiracy. This stars Colin Baker as the Sixth Doctor and introduces Maggie Stables as Dr. Evelyn Smythe. The Doctor is tracking a nexus point in time, and this leads him to history lecturer Evelyn Smythe, who is an authoritative on Tudor England. Together, they go back to the court of Elizabeth I to find what is causing this nexus point and to rectify it. However, the TARDIS lands them in the court of Queen Mary I, and there the two become embroiled in court intrigue, especially Evelyn, who is seized by the Protestants who wish to remove Mary and replace her with her sister, the Lady Elizabeth. And in the middle of this intrigue, we discover that Evelyn's ancestors are in the frame for execution, and it is this that could be the cause of the nexus point. This is a very early Big Finish audio play. In fact, it was the sixth production to be released by the company, and it also introduced the first Big Finish commissioned companion in Dr. Evelyn Smythe. The late Maggie Stables immediately takes to the role, and she is an immediate joy. To be honest, she is actually my favourite audio companion in the Big Finish range, and I like how she is more in line with Barbara Wright from the early William Hartnell days, rather than the companions that we see in the 1980s, where this era is still set in. And that just makes it worse. I like she is really infection. I like the way that she's got this preference for Coco that comes out at every opportunity. She loves her cardi jumpers. She just works, and Maggie Stables just gets her and is a joy to listen to. Now, one of my gripes about television and cinema is the way that they deal with the Tudors. They always concentrate on either Henry VIII or Elizabeth I. The other three Tudor monarchs, Queen Mary I, King Edward VI and King Henry VII, are always just mere bit part players in Henry VIII, Elizabeth I's main storyline. And I wish someone would do a proper series covering the Tudor, that every single monarch would get their own time to shine and we see things from their point of view. And to an extent, we do get this in the Marian Conspiracy. We see the atrocities that Queen Mary does. For example, burning people at the stakes, regardless of your religious or political affiliations, is just wrong. But because the Doctor is in the court of Queen Mary and gains her trust, as the Doctor always does, as he seems to have this wonderful knack of getting in with royalty, what happens is we get to hear her rationalisation, what is driving her. We see her side, and we have more of an understanding of what she's doing, why she's doing it. And I just love that we get to see this side of Mary. Now, the thing is, as I've said, this is a very early Big Finish audio production, and it reminds me of the early days of television. The Marian Conspiracy is very much people standing around talking. Big Finish, like television, would learn how to present more action-based stories as they get more experienced. But this is not one of them, and it is all about secret plottings in pubs, in taverns, and so forth. But that is not to say this is a bad production. This is actually a very good, gripping production, and I was able to listen to it in one go because it just drew me in, and that is a sign of a good story. It is totally gripping, both in terms of 16th century politics and a bigger temporal fault. And those are my thoughts on the Marian Conspiracy. Have you listened to it? If so, what did you think of it? If you haven't, I do genuinely recommend it because it is a really good piece of work. Grateful for any comments you may have on this in the comment section. And until next time, may your news be good news and happy times and places. Farewell.